Hi everyone, it's Miriam and I'm back with another founder interview. Today I'm chatting with Jacquelin Taylor to talk about her journey, and she is kind enough to be participating in the QUOKA project. Hi Jacquelin, how are you?
Hello, I'm fine. How are you?
Good, doing my best. Thank you. It's been a long day. But I really appreciate you taking time to talk with me today. I'm working on building the best product possible for entrepreneurs, and learning from your challenges is really helpful. None of the questions I ask are right or wrong answers. It's just me really trying to get honest information and feedback from you. So
Okay.
thank you. Do you have any questions before we get started?
No, no.
All right. Are you, and you are based in the United States, correct?
Yes.
Okay, great. Do you belong to any entrepreneur communities?
Yes, I do. Right now I am mostly with it's called the Sisterhood of Influential Entrepreneurs or something like that. That's on Clubhouse. And it's pretty much just a community of women who have become entrepreneurs over the years, and we just help each other. I'm also a part of a few writing groups, just to get my business out there as an editor and a writing consultant or writing coach. I'm also a part of what it's a group on Facebook, and it's for people with chronic illness. It's ran by this lady. Her name is Jasmine, and it's just to help support people with chronic illness and help them, with techniques and stuff for their businesses, like especially like with scheduling and with all these other things that come along with chronic illness and doing work and stuff.
Right. Great. Thank you for sharing. Okay, this next series of questions that I'm going to pull up are just true or false, kind of yes or no
Okay.
style. So, true or false, being an entrepreneur is fun?
No.
Being an entrepreneur is hard?
Yes.
Do you feel understood as an entrepreneur?
I think I do. Yes.
Do you feel listened to as an entrepreneur?
Yes.
Do the people around you understand the problems and challenges that you face as an entrepreneur?
No.
Is life as an entrepreneur depressing at times?
No. No.
Do you feel pressure as an entrepreneur to be involved in communities online or in person?
Yes.
Do you enjoy helping others and solving problems?
Yes.
When it takes you a few days to reply to someone asking for your help, do you feel guilty?
Not really, no.
Do you feel pressure to appear to look like you know what you're doing as an entrepreneur?
Yes.
Do you always feel confident that you know what you're doing as an entrepreneur?
No.
Do you have people that you can speak to about your deepest thoughts and challenges about being an entrepreneur?
Yes.
Do you feel comfortable asking for help when you need it?
Yes.
Okay, great. That was perfect. Thank you so much for expanding on that. What do you like best about being an entrepreneur? Like, why did you decide, oh, I'm going to do an entrepreneur? Thing.
Well, actually, it was a pretty easy easy thing to agree on for me, because so I went back to school in 2019 and for English, because I love writing, I love reading, stuff like that. And I thought, oh, I'm going to become an editor. But when I started looking at, and now I'm just getting my AA at the time, my Associates of Arts. And so I went back, I started school again. I decided I was going to do this. I was going to become an editor. I was going to, I was going to become, get into these big companies and stuff. But then my health started going downhill a little bit more than it usually does. And then I also, when I was looking more into into editing and editors and publishing houses and all that stuff, most of them require a bachelor's. And I was like, oh, it's going to take me another like 4 years to get, to get this. And so I decided to go the freelance route. And I was like, okay, let's just try this. I went to Fiverr and I created some gigs, and I edited 8 books in 1 year. And that made me feel so much better than being on a publishing team, because I could interact with the actual writer themselves instead of going through like the higher ups or the recruiters or whoever, gets the books and stuff for you to edit. And so I just love being, the one and only. That's what I wanted, because I wanted to help people. I want to help people. I'm not one to just edit and give the book and that's it. I actually help them with their, explaining things and stuff, because that's what my parents did for me. They made sure that I knew how important a written word is. They made sure that I knew how to read, even though I had dyslexia. They made sure that I knew how to read and write. That was very important to them. And I grew up with all these things, and I want to give back to the community what I was given.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful. Just writing this down. What did you like least about the entrepreneurship?
Probably having to price everything, because for me, I come from mostly being volunteer, and so putting prices to things is really hard for me, because it's really hard to put a price to something that you want to just give. That was my one problem. My other problem was just focusing on one little area and not the whole picture. So instead of focusing on everyone who wants to write a story, focus on a certain group. And that was my problem as well. Trying to find, I guess they call it your niche, your something niche. I can't remember what the actual terminology is, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. If you were giving advice to an aspiring entrepreneur, what would you tell them they needed to fulfill their full potential?
Make sure you have a budget. There's 3 things. Make sure you have a budget. Make sure you really know what you are looking into as a what type of business you're getting into. Make sure you research. Make sure you understand, what people are expecting of you. And third, make sure you understand that there are changes, that you might see that your business is, you might have a picture in your mind of what your business is going to be, but it might not be that way. Or it might not be that way for very long. I think of a business as a marriage. You have to not think of the fairy tale. Like, oh, I'm going to start this business and all of a sudden you get $1 million. That's not going to happen. And so, that's not, it's a lot of work. And so you have to be sure that you can go with the changes, that you can go with the flow, you can be flexible, you can do what needs to be done for your business, not do what you want, to happen, but do what needs to happen.
Very good. Do you have everything that you need to fulfill your full potential as an entrepreneur?
Not yet. I've actually had to come away from my business a little bit so I could get a job, so I can bring more income into our family, and hopefully I will be able to put away a little bit of that money, that little bit of that income for just my business. And so that I will have, so when I come back to my business full time, I can actually have the funds that I need to invest myself into my business. Because with any business, you have to invest yourself. Not just other people investing in your business, but you yourself have to invest, because nothing is free. Even though you try to find stuff that is for free, there are things for free, but to make your business the best that it can be, you need to invest money into your business.
When you want to learn something new about your business, or you're facing a challenge, need support, where do you go for the answer?
Well, it depends on the business, because my business is kind of very specific. So I would just Google whatever business you're looking for. There's places that you can go. Like for me, I am an editor, a book editor, and a writing coach. And so what I use is the EFA. It's called the EFA. It's Editorial Freelancers Association. And they actually give you the going rates. They give you resources for your business and stuff. I mostly just use the rates so I can figure out how much to price my stuff. But I also like anyone, there's always going to be some problems with like grammar. There's going to be problems with punctuation. Everyone has their weaknesses and their strengths. And so for me, when I get to a point where I'm like, oh wait, what am I supposed to do here? Like in an editing job itself, I will go and Google it. I will go and say, oh, what can this person do? Like, instead of using a comma, is a semicolon is okay, or stuff like that, or what other words they can use instead of the basic or most common ones, stuff like that. And so that's pretty much what I do. Is I Google, or you can also go into the entrepreneurial groups that you are in and see if anyone else has resources. That's also one thing that I do.
Mm-hmm. So does it typically take you like a day to find the answer, more than a day, an hour?
Well, because I've been doing it for a while, since 2019 at least, I do know where to go. But it's just when I first started out, it was just a hit and miss type thing. Just like with when you're in school and they're like, oh, you can't use Wikipedia, you can't use this, you can't use that for your reports and everything. I have that stuck in my head, and so I'm like, okay, don't go to Wikipedia, don't go here, don't go there. You have to be very careful of what you look for. You have to be very careful of what you look at on the internet, because some of it is not true, some of it is true, some of it's in between. But yeah, you just have to be very careful. Always look for the very, very, like, make sure that whoever you go to is, they're who they say they are, and they are, they say that they have those credentials or something. Make sure that that is true and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So.
Okay, I'm going to go into some questions about your mental health.
Okay.
How would you rate your overall mental health on a scale from 0 to 10?
I probably would be in the middle. It's probably around a 5.
How does rating yourself out of 5 make you feel on a scale from 0 to 10?
I'm not too sure. I think it would still be probably out of 5.
Okay. What out of these are negatively impacted when you feel less than great mentally? You can choose as many as you like.
Eating habits, sleep, activity. Also confidence.
All right. Now let's choose whether the following items have a positive, neutral, or negative effect on your mental health. Social media.
The middle.
The news.
Least.
Family.
Wait a minute. Which way is it? Yeah, negative. Thank you. Family? Positive.
Friendships.
Positive.
Work.
No effect.
Volunteering.
Positive.
Romantic relationships.
Positive.
Which has the most positive effect on your mental health?
The most?
Mm-hmm.
Probably friendships.
How many hours a week do you spend with your friends?
Well, are you talking about tangibly, like in person, or like phone calls or whatever?
Yeah, just, engaging in any activity with your friendships.
Probably every day, because I am on social media, and so most of my friends are there, and I just check in with them every now and then.
Maybe like an hour a day, 5 hours a day.
Probably an hour.
Okay. So 7 hours a week.
Yep.
What do you do to help support or manage your mental health?
I have problems with that. So I don't do much. I have a lot of problems with self-care, because I never was really taught to do that. So I really don't know how that looks, stuff like that. And so yeah, like I guess I do some, like I read when I want to, or read when I want to get away from life. But that's pretty much it.
Mm-hmm. Do you use any apps or websites to help support manage your mental health?
No.
Can you tell me about a time you felt mentally unhealthy or imbalanced and what triggered that?
I've always been unbalanced. So ever since I was a kid, because I was sick as a kid, and so sickness, chronic illness like this, it really affects you mentally and stuff, no matter what. It doesn't matter, like, if you're extrovert, introvert, or whatever. It affects you in either way. So I don't really know. I mean, I've always been up and down, so there's really no specific time that I can think of.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you for sharing, being vulnerable. Who do you talk to about your mental health? Do you talk to family?
Yes, I talk to family, but I talk to my husband. He's very supportive. And he's always here, so he's always around, so he knows. So that's one way. Not really my parents. They're older and stuff, and so they believe in the whole you don't say anything, you don't talk about private stuff, type of stuff, or they believe that it's just a fad, that it'll just go away. You'll grow out of it or whatever. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I don't talk to many people about it. I talk to those that I trust.
Yeah. Does that
so I do. What?
Does that include friends or like a therapist?
Yes. I haven't seen my therapist in a long time, but because of COVID and everything. But I did have a therapist at one point.
What support do you need that you're not receiving to help manage your mental health?
I really don't know.
Okay. How much would you expect to pay for a platform that created a more positive impact on your mental health?
I don't know. Sorry.
That's okay. When you're thinking about the mental health of people that you know, how do you think most of them would rate themselves on a scale of 0 to 10?
Probably somewhere between a 5 and probably a 7.
Okay. All right.
Because a lot of my friends are in the same boat as me, so.
Right. Which of these social platforms do you use?
Like the most?
No, just in general.
Clubhouse.
Okay.
Facebook, Instagram. I do use TikTok, but mostly for just watching it.
Yeah.
I do have Twitter too. I don't use it though.
Okay. On average, how many messages do you receive a day?
Like from people or from like notification wise?
People like from your DMs and your text messages.
Probably 1 to 2.
How does receiving 1 to 2 messages make you feel?
It doesn't really matter to me.
And how many messages do you send a day?
It depends, but probably 3 to 5.
And how does sending 3 to 5 messages make you feel?
It makes me feel, and my brain fog just started. Sorry. That's the one thing about brain fog. You forget words. Like you see the word right there in front of you, and you know what it is. You know, you just can't say it. So it makes me feel. Oh, what is the word? Not complete. What is it? What is the word that I'm thinking of? Trying to think of. It makes me feel. It makes me feel good.
Okay.
And it makes me feel like I've done something, you know, like I've been, oh, what's the word? Oh, come on. Like I've been productive. There we go.
Nice. All right. Now, since you're on your phone, I don't know if you're able to really share your screen. Probably not.
Not on this. I don't even see a share screen thing.
Yeah, I don't think they've gotten that far. So I'm going to pull up this website, and then I just want you to kind of think out loud and just tell me, you know, what you're thinking about this website. So what do you think about this first thing here?
I think it's really nice. I mean, it's kind of along the lines of that one group that I'm with on Clubhouse. They call it the Sisterhood, and so it's all these women who do entrepreneurial stuff. It kind of reminds me of that, and so I would feel more welcome to it, you know, since it does talk about community and supporting one another and stuff. That is one thing that I've always been looking for, is support.
Okay. Just tell me if you want me to click on anything. I'm just going to kind of scroll through it. And you can just talk out loud as you're seeing it.
Yeah. I think it's pretty, you know, straight to the point. You know, it's not like these other apps and everything, or these other programs where it's all flashy and all this stuff, you know. So it's really nice. It's really clean. I really like it. I would use it because it doesn't make me feel like you're trying to, I don't know, trying to get me to use it like in a flashy type of way, you know, how people do it on some of their websites and stuff, where they have all this they show you all the reviews, all the good reviews, and all of this stuff. It's not like that. And you make it really easy to understand, you know, what you're giving. And so I really like it.
Keep scrolling here.
So I'm guessing that this is kind of like WhatsApp.
Okay.
Because it's mostly it talks about messaging and stuff, and I think that's what WhatsApp is, because you use your phone number and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's really, it's really neat, because then you have total access to it. It's not like you have to it's not like if you, trying to think of how to word this, it's not like you have to worry that, you know, you are giving everything of yourself, you know. I guess. I mean, I don't know what goes into like making the profile and stuff, but I can see that it's more structured like WhatsApp, and so you're not having to like worry that they get all of your info, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I really like that. The feeling mentally healthy, great, join to help others. I really like that, because it shows that, oh, you don't have to be like mentally unstable or anything just to get this. You can use it to help other people.
Okay, cool. So that is that. Any other suggestions, comments, concerns? You can be brutally honest. It's totally not going to hurt my feelings or anything like that.
Well, I was just wondering, like, what goes into making the profile. I mean, is it just your phone number, or do you have to add other stuff in there?
Mm-hmm. So I would love for you to try it out. Definitely, you know.
Okay.
But I'll talk you through it. So when you join, then you are walked through a series of questions that segments you into different groups based on where you are in your entrepreneur journey and what industry you're in and where you are in your journey, what industry you're in, and then we ask you what your mental health score is.
Mm-hmm.
But there's one other thing: your industry, where you are in your person founder, what industry are you in? Well, my brain just stops working past 4:00. I've been up since way too early. So I do.
I totally get that.
but that's like really bad. But basically, you set your preferences, right? And then you
Okay.
start receiving messages based on those preferences. So,
Okay.
the concept is the more people that we have, the more people can help each other. And so, like, I would like to add more preferences, like maybe we'll have a women's segment, like all the women can help each
Okay.
other. Like maybe things like venting, if you just want to vent, or maybe you want like memes, and you just want to
Okay.
laugh, like funny inspirational stuff, like different things
Mhm.
like of that nature. So
Okay.
it's very new. We just soft launched, and we've been for a month now. So it's really just very helpful to have you chat with me and give me feedback as I'm changing and growing and learning as
Definitely.
I
And I
go.
would love to try it out and see and help you like refine it and everything.
Thank you. That would be great. I'll send you the information to sign up.
Okay.
And yeah, is there anything I can do to support you in return for taking this time out of your day?
Um Unless you write, I don't know. Like
I
if
am. I actually am a writer. Well, I'm
oh,
an artist, and my primary medium is writing, but I have a boutique publishing company. We have an editor
cool.
that we use, but it's always nice to know more
Mhm.
editors. And
Yeah, because a
yeah,
lot I've noticed that even some of the publishing houses are taking freelancers. Like they're not doing like actual employment stuff. They actually just go out and get freelancers and stuff. So
yeah, yeah. And I'm not a traditional publisher. I'm very boutique. We work one-on-one with the authors, which we call them
that's awesome.
artists.
That's
And I'm
awesome.
learning as I build that business too. So I'm just pursuing my passions full time.
Hey, that's what it's all about, isn't it?
I'm blessed enough to do it, and I want to help other people get that freedom and as well.
Yeah.
So
Well, and now I gave you some info. Go to the EFA to figure out pricing and everything.
yes, yes, thank you for that. I will definitely be checking that out.
Yeah, I think I I want to say it's Editorial Freelancers Association.
Hmm. Right.
So, but just look up EFA, and you'll find it really easily. It comes up like in the first 5 links that you get, and they give you all the rates for everything, and
Yeah.
they tell you by the word and by the page.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
yep.
That sounds great. Well,
Yeah,
I will be in touch. I'm glad we met, and I wish you the best of luck. So if you need anything,
definitely,
just let me know.
definitely. And if you need any help editing wise, or if you just need some advice for something for your business, then you know where to find me.
Thank you. And I'll look for you on Clubhouse as well.
Awesome. Yeah, definitely. I actually do have 2 clubs on there, of my own.
Okay, great. What are they?
Yeah. One is Unique Writers. It's for people who are neurodivergent or have a chronic illness, and it's just for everyone to come and support each other. It's a safe space for them, to come and give their techniques of what they do to overcome brain fog, to overcome writer's block, stuff like that. And then the other one is uniquely qualified people. Um, and that one is also for chronic illness people with chronic illness or who are neurodivergent. I don't know if you knew, but neurodivergent is like ADHD, autistic. It's the mental, the ones that affect how you act mentally and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a safe space for people to just come on, make rooms, and talk about techniques that work for them in their life.
That's
So
very
like scheduling, you know, a lot of us have problems with figuring out how to schedule and stuff like that. And so I really wanted to create a safe space for people on Clubhouse. And I mean, there are clubs on there, but I have noticed that they aren't very like open to other people coming on, and you know, it's just that person who created the, you know, the group that can lead. And so I just wanted to create a space for anyone who wants to talk, who wants to bring an idea to the table for everyone. Like,
yeah.
oh, this is how I do this, you know, in my everyday life to make it easier, stuff like
Yeah.
that. So, yeah.
I love it. I mean, I'm definitely gonna check these out, and I would want to connect you with a few different people that are coming to my mind. So yeah, I guess we'll see each other probably. I'm on Clubhouse all the time, so I'll see you on Clubhouse. And
Hey, and if you do find me, if you do find me, I absolutely I have to say I have to do the shout out type thing. But the Sisterhood of Influential Entrepreneurs, um, that's the group that I'm on most with, and they are amazing.
oh, I love
And
that.
yeah, it's the group was started by Savannah Dova, and if you look for her, you'll find it. But it's a very amazing group. It's an amazing club to be with. They have their own website, they have their Facebook group, everything, and they just want to support one another
Yeah,
in their endeavors and stuff. And so it's really nice. It's not like them always plugging themselves and stuff. They literally listen to you and help you and support you. It's amazing.
perfect. I'll check all of these out. Thank you so much.
Yeah, definitely.
All
It was
right.
awesome talking with you.
Thanks for the time. Appreciate it. Have a good rest of your day.
Okay, you too.